Hey everybody, welcome back to Prince's Friend Exploring Music Through Prince. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel, all that noise. Today we actually have some pretty big news. So if you didn't already see from the thumbnail, where, I wasn't necessarily all that secretive about what was happening, but oh my gosh, the Gold Experience, one of my top 5 albums. It's very, very high. I haven't done my ranking in like a long, long time. But the Gold Experience, Prince's album from the mid 90s, it's pretty awesome. Like, it's a great album. It has a lot of amazing things going on that album. Yeah, it's gonna be coming to Record Store Day. I'm going to share the article. We're going to go through the article real quick because it's not just the Gold Experience. There's more. There's more. So it says the Gold Experience was the first full-length album to be credited to his unpronounceable symbol and was released at the most public, heated stage of his battle with the major label industrial complex. With the word slave written on his cheek, Prince shined on the opulent ballads The Most Beautiful Girl in the World and Gold, and the defiant single I Hate You, and the album earned widespread critical acclaim. The Record Store Day 2022 re-release of the Gold Experience is an homage to the rare US-only promo version of the album released in 1995. The 2 LP set is pressed into translucent gold vinyl with a bonus suite of I Hate You remixes on the D side. So that's the trick. That's the cool thing there, is obviously the album wasn't long enough for 2 records, but it was too long for 1 record. It is going to have the B-sides and the remixes and all that stuff of I Hate You on the D side. No Rock and Roll is Alive and It Lives in Minneapolis. That would have been dope, but no. So side A, P Control, the MPG Operator, Endorphin Machine, Shh, and We March. Operator, Most Beautiful Girl in the World, Dolphin. Operator, now Operator 319. Operator, Shy, Billy Jack Bitch, I Hate You, Operator Gold. So that's the album. There's not any weird glitches or changes to that. So that's what it was. And then there's I Hate You, the extended remix, the album remix, the Quiet Night remix, and then the single version with gold solo, and then the single version without gold guitar solo. Guitar. All right, so I don't think I've heard those. I don't think I've heard the one without the guitar. So I'm actually now I need to hear that. That's going to be great. So honestly, it's really cool just to see those different things that they're going to. So it's not just, hey, here's the album. Excuse me, but we had done a video because this has been something that's been in the works for a while. And, for a while back, the Gold Experience was removed from online sources and stuff like that. So you couldn't get the Gold Experience anywhere, right? So it was taken back because of that court case that I've been covering now for a few years. And in April of last year, so you're seeing how slow the gears are turning here. In April of last year, I reported that I think technically in March of last year, there was a settlement between the Italian songwriters who said that Prince had plagiarized them, which I still don't believe that he did. I mean, they're very similar, but I don't believe that he plagiarized, because he doesn't need to do that. He's got a million songs. But then there's also so with them, and then with the Prince estate. And now that the Prince estate is kind of settled, they're settling all these other court cases. Now we can get into the process of starting to get this stuff out. And the Gold Experience is one of my top albums. And the fact that it was held back just due to, an issue with one of the songs, The Most Beautiful Girl in the World, obviously, that was just really sad. Like, it made me sad that people couldn't experience this when people were diving into Prince albums and were trying to discover more of his music. I really, really hated that people could not listen. So I really, really hated that. Sorry, I had to deal with my son there for a second. Um, yeah, I said stuff. You just didn't hear it. I muted myself. But no, it was really sad because there was a point where people who had never heard Prince were diving into Prince albums, and they couldn't experience this album. And I feel like this album would have been the one that could have converted a ton of people. Like it's one of his best. It is definitely one of his best. So the idea that now the settlement's gone through and now we have the gold experience coming out. It is coming out for Record Store Day, but if it's for Record Store Day, it can't be long behind that it'll be available for everything else. It's easy to license a thing so that it does, a certain printing. It's harder to kind of manage the day-to-day streaming, splits and licensing fees and all that stuff. So it's a little bit of a different story, especially now that the settlement is presumably that they now have to give a cut of anything that the gold experience would make, or any sales of something that includes the most beautiful girl in the world, which is a lot of the gold experience. That it's going to be, those Italian songwriters are going to end up getting a piece of that. And go back and watch. I've done a few videos on the most beautiful girl in the world. Just look that up on the channel, and then you can see the progression of how everything has been going. But to be quite honest, this was a slow process, but this is about what I expected, because when they settled, I'm sure they already had a million things in the pipeline, plus the things that I had already heard were in the pipeline. Still haven't come out. So there was an absence of releases around the second half of 2021. So I would say that this is something that we're going to be, we're going to start seeing a lot of ramping up now that the Prince estate is settled, this court case is settled. So like there's a lot of stuff that I'm hoping we're going to see in the future. Just to hit a couple of the questions, and hello to everybody, by the way. I forgot to say hello. No, I didn't. I said hello at the beginning, but hello to everybody. I didn't say hello while you were coming in. But yes, Theo, you're saying it's a top 3 album for you? Hell yeah. Top 3, maybe. I'd have to look at my list. Top 5, definitely. It was my number 1 for the longest time, and then it got knocked down by Artificial Age. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting thing. I'm going to have to actually go through my whole listing and stuff again. Let's see. Can't wait. The album has such good energy, such an exciting time. Being at Glam Slam was a big part of my Prince journey. Ooh, that's cool. I wish I could have gone to Glam Slam. I was not old enough to go to clubs, I think, when Glam Slam was a thing. I'm pretty sure I was in high school at that time. So let's see. Does this mean that the estate will reissue the gold experience on streaming as well? Okay, so I did kind of talk about that a little bit. It's all guessing at this stage. It's all conjecture. I don't know, but if they get it out for vinyl, that means that the settlements are there and the agreements can be made. I would assume eventually we will get it in streaming the same way as we eventually got Love Sexy back, but that took way long. So I'm just happy to see it. I'm just happy to see that people can start putting their hands on this thing. So let's see here. Any idea what the next box set will be? I don't know, actually. I've heard rumblings of Parade. I've heard rumblings of Crystal Ball. I've heard rumblings of Diamonds and Pearls. So all 3 of those are pretty plausible as well. It's really hard to say which one it will definitely be. I am still waiting for news. I want official stuff. I try to not come on here and talk a bunch of rumors and whatnot. You can go. I try not to talk a bunch of rumors and whatnot, but those are the 3 that I've heard. And between the 3, there's been this whole big, discussion of like, do you really want Parade? I'm like, Do you want Diamonds and Pearls? Yes. Do you want Crystal Ball? I feel like there would be some interesting stuff to do with Crystal Ball, because Crystal Ball was kind of a mishmash of mid 80s stuff and then mid 90s stuff. That means that there's probably tracks from that weren't released. Some of those tracks might even end up on a Parade Deluxe, but I also think that the Crystal Ball was not a deluxe version. It was actually just a reissue. So of course now I'm misremembering everything. It's been such a long time since I first reported on that because, again, those were releases we were expecting in 2021. Now we're into 2022 and we never saw those. So I'd have to actually go back and look at my own videos. What was I saying back then? So let's see. What are these songs come from? I mean, the remixed. Are these ones from the safe? From the vault, I assume you mean. They're not from the vault, they're from the single of I Hate You. Now, the extended one, the album remix, and the Quiet Night, I think those are from the single release, but I've never heard the single without the guitar. So that's going to be interesting. Single with the guitar, that's just the single version. And I've heard the extended version. That's where there's a whole lot more courtroom stuff going on. But there is some stuff. And I think possibly the one without the guitars, maybe from the vault. The Quiet Night remix, I'd have to look that one up because I know that there's a different remix, but I'm trying to remember. Off the top of my head, it's hard to tell. You know what? Let's go to princevaults.com and let's just figure this out and see if there what was on the official I Hate You release, because that's a tricky thing. So it looks like the Quiet Night. Oh, that's the one with Eric Leeds. Okay, yes, I like that version a lot actually. So the Quiet Night version with Eric Leeds. Then there's the I Hate You remix extended album version. Yeah, so I'm not seeing the one without guitar. No. There is one without guitar. I don't think I've heard that. Ooh. So yeah, so none of these songs are new then. These are all things that have already existed. Would have been cool, like if Prince had done like an acoustic version and they, included it or something. But at this point, those are all stuff that had been previously released. So I'm actually gonna take that away. We don't technically need that. I should have shared when I was just on Prince Vault, but I didn't. I can't wait for this. It's my favorite album, and I was born the same year it came out. Of course, Lorraine, I love you. You're great. Wait, what happened with Love Sexy and streaming? Oh, well, for the longest time, Love Sexy was not available. It was taken down. And my guess was because there was an argument with how long, because it was only one track. So it was taken down, and when it was put back up, it was multiple tracks. So I think possibly the estate just had to bend to that and go against Prince's original vision. I don't know. It's sad, but I liked it as one I listened to it as one track. So, I mean, that's just me. The era of Gold Experience was outstanding. The Gold Experience, Come, Chaos and Disorder, Diamonds and Pearls. Gold Experience was technically after. I would mix it up with Come and Chaos and Disorder, but it was definitely after Diamonds and Pearls, because Gold Experience is very firmly in the slave era. Diamonds and Pearls is before the slave era. So, but I mean, great 90s music though. It was all the 90s stuff. Let's see. What's up? Hope you're having a great day today and week. So far, so good. I worked on a little bit of music today. I got my new proof for one of my t-shirts here. This is from one of my songs, You Are My Siren. Obviously amazing Gold Experience news. Plus, I just got done cooking dinner. So as soon as I'm done here, I'm going to go eat. So, I mean, good stuff all around. Thank you for asking. Nobody asks how I'm doing. So I appreciate it. So let's see here. And awesome album review. Thank you. I appreciate that. Now I'm okay. So here's the thing. Anybody who's here, I released a 2-part review for Welcome to America, and I put the first part up, and it's getting normal review numbers that I usually get. I mean, it's around 1,500. It's been up for about a week. That's actually pretty good. Part 2, that's more important than part 1, and it's getting less hits. So anybody who's here who hasn't watched part 2, you need to go watch that. And I'm, not seriously. I spent a lot of time on that. Spent a lot of time on that. Go watch it. So let's see. I know that's not part of the news, but seriously, Welcome to America. Go watch the reviews that I just put up. So let's see. Since this is Record Store Day first release, Perhaps the retail version will be the original cover. Would be cool to get the promo version and the original retail release covers. Wonder if they'll reissue the CD too. More than likely. Again, I think it's just about switching up and figuring out the logistics. Because again, paying a certain fee for licensing for a print run means you know exactly how many, because I'm printing this many, so I'm going to pay you for this many. Streaming is a whole other thing, and depending upon how much, again, because nobody knows the real details of the court case, who's to say how much they want from the thing? Who knows? Who knows? So judging from the addition of the remixes, I'm assuming the Gold Experience is going to be remastered. Am I right? I have no clue. Here's the thing, though, about remastering is that these albums that we've gotten that have been remastered, they needed it because like Sign of the Times, what am I? So Sign of the Time. Wait, is it Sign of the Time? Now I'm blanking. Sign of the Time, Sign of the Times. Oh my gosh. What's happening with my brain right now? So that album definitely needed it. I loved the remaster of that one. Purple Rain definitely benefited from it. So 1999 definitely needed it. Those albums were recorded early in his career, low quality. The technology wasn't there. I really kind of feel that any albums post Lovesexy, he had Paisley Park at the time, so I mean it was all pretty much there. He had it. And his stuff was sounding good. So, I mean, they could remaster the Gold Experience, and I'm sure it would be great. I don't think that they need to. I guess is my statement there. Are they going to include the Mustang mix? This is not the reissue of the Beautiful Experience, which is where that is. This is the Gold Experience. So get your experiences straight. All love. I'm just kidding. Is all that's glittering for you gold? Yes. And hello, Anil. God, it's been a while since we talked, but hello. Yes. Oh my God, I'm so excited. You guys don't even know. Like, I don't even jump on here. This was completely impromptu because I had a friend of the channel send me a link and said, by the way, the Gold Experience is coming, and I'm like, what? I'm like, good looking out, dude. Like, because honestly, that is one of the best parts about being in having the YouTube channel is like people share stuff with me before I'll even catch it. Somebody will share it with me. So amazing. I love it. Thank you so much. To all of you, by the way. Thank you. Let me see. Yes, the I Hate You mixes are really awesome. I think it would have been good. This is Anil again. I think it would have been good to include Rock and Roll's Alive in It Lives in Minneapolis. That's just me. Like, we could have taken the single versions off. Like, we don't need the single versions. Throw on Rock and Roll's Alive and boom, like it already takes this album up a notch. I freaking love that song, by the way. It's one of my all-time favorite Prince songs. So let's see. The only album I like better than Gold Experience after the 80s is Artificial Age. Well, and that's exactly what I said. Artificial Age knocked Gold Experience off of my top slot too. Definitely. Let me see. Cool t-shirt. Oh, thank you. So let me see. A proper remastered version certainly wouldn't go amiss. Original is too loud, as was most 90s music. Brick Walden, High Heaven. Well, I mean, it is what it is. People nowadays, they're complaining that Welcome to America wasn't loud enough. It wasn't mastered loud enough. So then they're going to go back and be like, Gold Experience is mastered too loud. It's like, you're not going to please everybody. If it's a volume issue, definitely, I don't think it's going to be a big deal. I wonder if they could in the future release live performances of his on streaming, just like the audio. I think that there's more like protocol and stuff that you have to do for video, but I mean, that's what YouTube is. You post the stuff and people watch it and you get paid for it. I think the estate is willing to do these sorts of things as long as they get paid for it. I think that would be my guess. I wouldn't do it unless it was, I was going to get paid for it. I will listen to your Welcome to America review on the way. Thank you. By the way, both parts. Both parts. It's very important. Got to listen to both parts. Very important. Let me see. In other news, I picked up the recent vinyl of Dirty Mind and Controversy that came out earlier this month, and they both sound great. Yes, and of course, I saw some posts from Podcast Juice, a podcast on Prince, and of course, they were posting pics of like all typos and stuff. They had said that Jack You Off was called Get You Off, and I'm like, oh, good Lord, what's happening here? Come on, guys. If I need to be in there to proof it, call me up. I will be there in a heartbeat to make sure that, that we're not making fools of ourselves. Like, come on now, call me. I will help you. Let me see what happened with Parade. I mean, nothing happened with Parade. Again, Parade, Diamonds and Pearls. Those are the two that have been floated. I have no 100% on either of those. I'm waiting for announcements. Yeah, they could accurately follow. They too accurately followed the promo. The other mixes, B-sides would have been great for the deluxe. Exactly. I mean, they have to be creative. Estate, come on now. Be creative. Let's do something different. Definitely, maybe. Love the channel. Help me get into Prince. Yes. Thank you for sharing that, because that is amazing. I love it when if anybody shares and just says, hey, by the way, like, you turn me on, even if you were already in the Prince and you say something like, hey, you turned me on to this song that I never really appreciated, but based on what you said, now I think of it a different way. That's the entire reason that I'm here. Like, seriously, it is amazing anytime somebody tells me that. So definitely don't not share that stuff with me. It warms my heart and encourages me to keep going. Anyway, let me see. Lorraine, you're that reminds me of how Tubi TV misnamed Under the Cherry Moon as A Warm December. What? I think that is even worse, because there's not under, there's not cherry, there's not moon in that title. So like, if they had said like Under the Warm December Moon, I'd be like, okay, maybe there was a translation issue, maybe somebody typed something. That is completely a different title. Hey, I appreciate that. You made me laugh. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. Just okay. There we go. Yes. Oh my gosh. So yes, I wanted to jump on here. I wanted to share that news. I guess shameless plug, go check out my music, straysoftheworldmusic.com. That's where this new t-shirt is from. I was wearing it to feel it out. These t-shirts are so comfy. Strays of the World is the name of my group, so go check it out. It's awesome. It's awesome. Let me see. Love the channel until you insulted me. All love. I'm just messing around. Charles, hey, you're at work. You heard the Gold Experience was dropping, but it was just a standard album, no extras. It's not extras unless you didn't listen to all of the B-sides from I Hate You. So there's that. So some people haven't. Some people haven't. I mean, there you go. So it would be new to those people. And anyway, there you go. So yeah, Aaron, I wasn't insulting you. Like, it's okay. I'm joking around. All of this is in love. You'll be okay. Me and you. I love you. I love everybody here. It's all good. You don't need to be sad. I have to pay a little bit of extra special attention for Aaron because he thinks that I insulted him, and I didn't. Calm down. It's all in love. So let's see. Gold Experience and has the Versace version. Well, the Versace Experience was released a little bit back. So you might have been able to get your hands on that, and I think the Versace Experience is on streaming. So, but that didn't have anything to do with Most Beautiful Girl in the World, which is how they were getting a way to get away with that. T-shirt giveaway, please. You know what? That is a good idea. So if you go to straysoftheworldmusic.com, that's my website for my music. I think next week I'm going to run a t-shirt giveaway. That's a great idea. All right, sign up for the newsletter over there. I'll put a link in the description. If you're really interested. I'm not really here to talk about me, but I like to talk about my music because, you know, Prince inspired me to go and make music, and I've been super, super happy making music. It is so amazing. I just upgraded my bass. I got some Black Beauty strings on them. Oh, they're so, oh, my bass sounds so good now. Oh, um, or whatever. Anyway, will I be going to Minneapolis in April? I don't know if I'm going to go in April. That's a very good question. Uh, I was thinking I might go in June unless Celebration is back on. If Celebration is back on, then possibly, because then that would be April. But I think that they would have already announced something by now. That's an interesting one. I'm gonna have to figure out if that's even doable. We'll see. We will see. Let me see. Hide that one. Okay, so let's see. Making music is super rewarding. I agree. I was gonna say RI. Am I bass ear training? Not quite. I've been just kind of ear training in general, but you're right. Bass ear training is a different thing entirely. Because I'm trying to learn so many things at once. It's just I just kind of go crazy with learning so many things. I'm terrible. Is it bad that I gave away the t-shirt I won from Prince's friend when I did my t-shirt giveaway? It was to a new Prince friend. Hell no. That's wonderful. So here's my thing, right? I'm like, if you are going to give something away that's going to enhance somebody's life, that's going to bring them into the fold, go for it. You know, also, if you win it, it's yours, so you can do whatever you want with it. But but actually, one of the things I'm going to start doing, and anybody who's purchased my album, you might get something in the mail soon. But I'm actually planning on sending out like free download codes. Like, I want the people who have already purchased the album, who love it, to share it. So actually, anybody who's already purchased one, I'm going to send something to you guys, and you're going to get, you know, free download, because it just makes so much sense. Like, because the idea is not like I need to wring every penny from music. And I think that that's the same for my channel. Like, I'm not, you know, I paid for that t-shirt. I sent it to you. You gave it to somebody. It's all about love, and it's amazing. Could you write down the name of your group? I didn't get it. It is Strays of the World. I try to make it easy. straysoftheworldmusic.com. There you go. I just put it right there in the comments. straysoftheworldmusic.com. But yes, so what was I talking about? What am I talking about? What am I talking about here? But yes, anything, because I give away some stuff here and there. If I give you something and you give it to somebody else and it enhances their life, go for it. Like, don't win it and then I give it to you and then you just like throw it away. Don't do that. Then I might, then I might have a problem. But if it's to give it to somebody in love and then to bring them into the music and to the experience, go for that. Go for that shit. This is an outrage. Why can't I just buy the album in the store and not for $100 via the eBay scalper? Well, patience is all that is required, sir. Marco, sir. Or ma'am, you know, whatever. I don't know. I don't know you. I don't know how you identify. I have all the Prince albums, just want more live concerts and deluxe editions. And that's fair. I have them all too. But again, for me, I am excited that it's coming out because I want those people who have not heard it to hear it. So it's not about me. It's about Prince's music, and I want more people to hear that. Oh, it's going to be amazing. Everybody's going to be going around just screaming endorphin machine. Oh, it's going to be amazing. All right. So this has kind of already gone longer than I was expecting. Here's a good question. Do you think that means that the Black Album will one day come to record and or physical copies? So what I will say is, if you go and you check out my review that I did for the Black Album, I give you the reason why I think the answer is no. At the same time, Love Sexy wasn't on streaming for a while, and then it came back as multiple tracks, and I would not have expected that to happen either. So my guess would be no. That also means that it might be a yes, because I'm not the one here making the decisions, but I hope it's no. Prince did not want the Black Album out. Just to kind of share a story, and I've shared this story on a couple of occasions, but when I did my my first Paisley Park tour, you'll notice when you go through there that there's the Sign of the Times room, and then there's the like the Dirty Mind room, and there's like, you know, there's the Purple Rain room, and there's a bunch of different rooms that are all themed. And you can kind of go through them and you can like look at them, and they're made up awesome. They have his outfits from that era, his guitars, and pictures everywhere, and it's really, really awesome. If you get a chance to go to Paisley, it's really awesome. And then there's one door called the Black Album, and it's in the back corner, and it's always closed. And I said, I asked my tour guide, I said, I noticed that all the doors here, because I'm a question asker. I'm a question asker. Everybody hates me a lot of the time because I ask questions when people like want to go. But I asked him, I said, what's in that door? And he said, Prince, he really did not like the Black Album, and he did not want it out there. So to theme that room, he actually has all of the audio cables and wires and stuff from the whole house. They feed through that room. So literally, if you opened the door to the Black Album, it's a room that you can't go in. So I just love that, because it just shows that he also has a sense of humor when it comes to his decor. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for coming, and I will check you guys later. Love you. Bye.